Welcome everyone to April 19th, 2020. Wow, are we excited to be with you. The greatest moment that we've ever lived, and that's right now. We're going to show you our welcome video because we have people that tune in from all over the world, and we would like you to have a window of who we are. And that being said, even if you're local, I know it will mean a lot to you to kind of remember who we were, because who knows who we'll be by the time you come back. Many, many blessings. Here we go. First Unity Spiritual Campus. So glad you're here. You know, you kind of feel for some of those other New Thought centers across the country because they have to wait to the peace song before they do their swaying. No, we're doing our moving and our swaying right from the very beginning, yes? Are you here to be alive today? Present in your energetic body.
Something got a hold of me. Oh yes, it did one day. Something got a hold of me.
So now let's gather up all that energy. Because it's a new day. Yeah.
Whew. I have to say, I am actually honored that I have had the opportunity to rub elbows with some great leaders. One of them being our very own Dr. Reverend Temple Hayes.
Hi, this is Jamie De La Luz, Youth and Family Minister of First Unity Spiritual Campus, and we are so excited about the Youth Expressing Spirit. Yes! Our youth and family ministry.
We know the best is yet to come on, come on, come on, come on. Get your dance shoes on. Get your praise on. Woo! All right. Hey. Woo! Brothers and sisters, hold on. The best is yet to come.
Hold on, my brother. don't give up. Hold on, my sister, just look up. There is a master plan in store for you if you just make it through. God's gonna really blow your mind. He's gonna make it worth your time. For all of the trouble you've been through, the blessing double just for you. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Hold on, my brother, don't give up.
Hold on, my sister.
Hold on, my sister,
Just look up.
just look up.
There's a master plan.
There is a master plan in
It's you.
store for you.
Just keep on going to make it through.
God's gonna really blow your mind. He's gonna make it worth your time. For all of the trouble you've been through, the blessings double just for you.
But you know what?
The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come.
Today is the first day.
Today is the first day of the best days of your life.
Today is the first day.
Today is the first day of the best days of your life.
Today is the first day.
Today is the first day
of the best days of your life. The best.
the best
Woo! The best is yet to come. We all know that.
to come. The best, the best is yet to come.
We can dance now because we know. Hey, come on, come on. All right. I'm going to tell you, you ain't seen nothing. Nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. All that you thought was good, all that you thought was great in your life, you ain't seen nothing yet. Woo!
You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Woo!
You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing.
Let's sing it out. Come on, raise your hands and shout. You ain't seen nothing yet. Woo!
You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Till your good gets better and your better gets best. Because you ain't seen nothing yet. Woo!
You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet.
I would say that's the case, right? That's for sure. We haven't seen anything yet. Welcome to First Unity Spiritual Campus. Indeed, we are the greatest spiritual community in the world. We claim that, we name it, and our consciousness, we continue to grow into these ideas each and every day that we live and move and have our being. Welcome to the place where there's no shame. Wherever you're from, where there's no guilt. And if you are over 30, excuse me, you can no longer blame your parents. I'm just saying, we are a group of people throughout the world that we believe in co-responsibility and co-creating with the universe and working with laws in life, you see. And so today we are honoring, in the midst of the conversations of the powerful Mother Earth that has got our undivided attention right now, we are talking about Earth Day and honoring the aspects of our collective and how together we are always more. So we bless you and turn to the person at your home and say, I'm ready. I got my notes. I'm ready to sing along. I'm ready to dance along. Today, I'm going to do the hokey pokey and I'm going to put my whole self in. And so let that be part of your awareness. The song doesn't say, till you get everything turned around, you're going to put your whole self in. You're going to do it with us this day. And we are delighted that you are here. Would you please stand with me wherever you are in the world? And we want to hear where that is and give your comments. Stand with me as we state the great invocation. May it be a collective prayer as we're honoring the history of the Unity and the New Thought movement. We are now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. We acknowledge thy presence and thy power, O blessed Spirit. In thy divine wisdom, now erase our mortal limitations, and from thy pure substance of love, bring into manifestation our world according to thy perfect law. And so that tells us to be immersed in. And for those of you that are wondering, well, what does that mean exactly? Well, the best example I can give you is the first time that you fell in love. Yes, you fell. And you were immersed in this preoccupation of the love. You weren't needing to eat that much. You weren't really focused on time that much. You would actually be surprised that it was 2 a.m. and you've been on the phone for 4.5 hours. That's what you call being immersed in. And so I want you to think about that for yourself this week. How am I immersed in my life? As a leader, how am I showing others of what I am immersed in? Not fear, not scarcity, not all of that stuff. Anybody can do that. You see? Anybody can do that. We are called now. We need leaders. We need leaders. And we need people energized shamanically and spiritually to hold the space and say, wow, you have so much to look forward to for the future seers of what is coming. But we needed this time to create a new domino effect. You with me? But you want to be immersed in looking forward to. You want to be immersed in gratitude. You want to be immersed in your new life that you don't know what it looks like yet. And speaking of that, who knew? A year and a half ago when we would create this incredible university online that does that very thing. This is a great opportunity for you to take advantage of that, called ILLI, that the Institute for Leadership and Lifelong Learning International. Get involved. The most involved are the most evolved. That's just the way it works, because it's a law that's working. Hallelujah. Well, speaking of a law that's always working, there's nothing more profound or moving than our children. They are our sacred teachers. They come on this earth at the time that they come. They come to share and shift and wake us up. And so we're delighted today that we have our twins here from our campus as they are singing. I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to ask you to join them. There you go.
My name is Elena. And my name is Lauren. Since we're locked in, today we're going to sing This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine,
generation comes and someone stands to fight. Anytime somebody comes to serve, not to serve. I know, I know, I know, I know. God is on the move, on the move. Hallelujah. God is on the move in many mighty ways. God is on the move, on the move. Hallelujah. God is on the move today. Is going the truth that sets me free.
Anytime somebody
I know, I know, I know, I know. God is on the move, on the move. Hallelujah. God is on the move in many mighty ways. God is on the move, on the move. Hallelujah. God is on the move today. Yeah. Woo! I see a generation standing on truth, and each and every day saying God is on the move. Anytime the gospel serves a searching soul, and someone says, send me, here I go. I know, I know, I know, I know. God is on the move, on the move. Hallelujah. God is on the move in many mighty ways. God is on the move, on the move. Hallelujah. God is on the move, on the mighty ways. God is on the move, on the move. Hallelujah. God is on the move in many mighty ways. God is on the move, on the move. Hallelujah. God is on the move in many mighty ways. Yeah! Woo! I see a generation standing on truth, and each and every day say God is on the move. God is on the move. Whew! What a beautiful Sunday morning, First Unity. Everybody say, yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a beautiful Sunday morning to be here at First Unity Spiritual Campus, and we are so excited you have joined us from all around the world. And here on our campus, we honor the artist in you, the healer in you, the seeker in you, and the activist in you. While you are taking this sacred time out, I know that you are examining all of those parts of who you are and bringing it to the forefront. Make sure you check in with us on Facebook. Make sure that you like us. Make sure you comment and let us know where you are from. This past week, we have had over 13,000 people viewing our Sunday service from Easter Sunday. And we have people joining us from South Africa, from Australia, from Mexico. And we had several hundred people join us from Canada. We have people from California, Washington, and Oregon, North Dakota, all over the world. And of course, my home state of Tennessee. We have people joining us from all over the world. And that is so awesome. And welcome back, and let us know where you are from. And then Wednesday, join us for our meditation day. We have meditation live streaming at noon. We have meditation live streaming at 6 p.m. It's a beautiful day of meditation. And you know what part of the beauty is? If you miss it live, it's right there, archived in our videos, free of charge for you to access 24/7 anytime you want to meditate, anytime you want to join us. So come on and get some of that meditation time from First Unity Spiritual Campus. And now I want to give a shout out to all of our chaplains, our Science of Mind practitioners, our licensed Unity teachers, and I want to give a shout out to ministers of any faith and our own ministers in training with our Illy Institute. Give yourselves a big hand, because right now in the world you are being called upon. And anytime, know that you can send us an email at prayer@firstunity.org and reach for that connection, and we are here for you. All of our ministerial and chaplain staff are on call 24/7, and they are happy to answer that call. Here at First Unity, we are honoring the power of three. 3 ways to connect, 3 ways to watch us, and 3 ways to give. You can text to give at 727-800-3493 or firstunity.org/donations, or you can just mail it in the good old-fashioned way, put a check in the mail and say, my check's in the mail. 3 ways to watch. You can watch us right here on Facebook Live. You can watch us on our YouTube channel, First Unity Spiritual Campus, and you can watch us on Vimeo at Unity Campus. So you can watch us 3 ways, you can give 3 ways, and you can connect 3 ways. You can call in at 727-527-2222. I know that's a lot of twos, but you can call in and leave a voicemail, and someone will get back to you. We will filter that voicemail where it needs to go. You can send an email to prayer@firstunity.org, and we also have a conference call every Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. with Reverend Ron and Maria Flournoy, 2 of our Science of Mind ministers, and you can join in with them while you're in your jammies. So come and join us here at First Unity by the power of 3. And now I'm back again. I wasn't supposed to walk off. But so today's special sharing, and Earth Day is this week. And Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes reminded us when we were doing our prayer for today's service to enjoy and experience that fire of enchantment. So it changed my special sharing all up, just hearing those words, fire of enchantment. So how are you connecting to Mother Earth in this time? In this time when you may have a little more time on your hands than normal. Are you taking a walk in your neighborhood? Are you going out and dancing in your backyard underneath the bright full moon? Are you using that enchantment, that enchanted time? So as soon as I heard Reverend Temple use that word, enchantment, it took me back. It took me back to the Appalachian Mountains where I grew up. And it took me back to a day when I would lay in the meadow for hours in the afternoon, just looking up at the beautiful sky and the clouds rolling by. And I would lose all thought of the world, and I would just be focused on those clouds as they drift in and drift out, laying on Mother Earth. And Mother Earth is our connection to all things. It is our connection to the earth, to the soil, as we reach our hands in and plant the wonderful food that we are going to eat, or the beautiful flowers that we are going to look in. It also is our connection to all those around us. It's our connection to the animals we encounter. When I was young, I was always wanting to save some kind of an animal or another. I would find a baby bird that had fallen out of the nest, and I would go home and get a scarf or a washcloth usually and bring it home. And my mom would say, "Kimberly, what are you doing?" And I said, "Mama, we need to feed this baby bird."
So Mom would always improvise and give me a straw or something to try to help me feed that baby bird, knowing that it probably wasn't going to survive because I wasn't a rescue specialist with any specific knowledge other than that I wanted that baby bird to live and be healthy and whole. And then living on the farm and growing up on the farm, beautiful days spent with my cousin Les, who was only a couple months older than me. He would come to visit on the weekend and spend the night, and he and I would get up bright and early on a Saturday morning. Mom would help us, and we would make some peanut butter and crackers or some bologna and crackers in a little brown bag, because that was the days before every child had a backpack, and we lived out in the country. But we had little brown bags, grocery bags. And Mom would pack us that little lunch in our bag, and we would set off. Now, we weren't any older than 7, but living in the mountains, we had that freedom that a lot of people don't have today. We would set off in the morning, and we would go down by the barn beyond that meadow where I would watch the clouds roll in, and we would hike up on one of the mountains. We would hike up that mountain, and then we would go across the ridge, and we would swing on grapevines that my older brother had cut another day. And we would swing on those vines, and then we would stop and sit on a dead log and have our bologna and crackers or our peanut butter and crackers and have a wonderful talk. And then we would see all kinds of little animals. We would see squirrels and foxes, and we would see every kind of animal you could imagine. But we never had a fear that any were going to hurt us because we just weren't in that energy. Then we would hike on across that ridge and come down on the other side, and we knew that's where the spring was. And then we would lay on our belly and drink the water out of that spring, where my brother taught me that those snails and creatures in the water were cleaning the water for us. Because at first I freaked out a little bit. There's snails in there. Am I supposed to drink that water? But he told me the snails clean the water. But what a wonderful connection to Mother Earth I was blessed and privileged to grow up with. And I know that we all don't have that wonderful opportunity to be connected, but you still have opportunity to be connected. Go out and take a walk. Take your shoes off and put your feet in the grass. Get grounded and centered in Mother Earth and allow that connection to flow through you. Allow that divine feminine energy to flow up into your heart center and then radiate it out for the world to see. And that, for me, is what Earth Day is all about. Wrapping our arms around and embracing our Mother Earth. Doing good. And in this sacred time out, she's licking her wounds. The pictures are so wonderful of seeing Venice with the dirty canals and now the crystal clear canals, now that people have been taken out of the equation. The pictures of the air above Los Angeles, where it was once dirty and now it is clear again. So maybe we might take a good thought from this sacred time out and be better to Mother Earth than we have been in the past. So let's make it a wonderful Earth Day for 2020 and let this experience be a lesson to us. Namaste.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live
that's overflowing.
Let me share the good that's overflowing.
Oh, let me care in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me care in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me care in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me care in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way.
God, exhaling all the things that don't support you, right here, right now. Breathe in again, exhaling out. Thanking God for this moment. Let's take time to uncross our legs, our arms, and put your feet flat on the floor. Or as Reverend Kimberly was saying, maybe outside, or maybe later today outside. And just know that we are grounding ourselves. We're going to take our energy down through our feet, through the bottom of our feet, down into Mother Earth, down into the core of Mother Earth. That energy, that light, that molten orange gold energy that she so thrives with. And we're going to, as we exhale out, we're going to go deeper, but when we breathe in, we're going to bring that energy up into our body. Breathe in. Bring that energy up into your legs. Exhaling again the things that don't support you. Breathe in again. Coming further, further up. And if you're comfortable with it, go ahead and close your eyes and just be in this moment. And use your inner eyes to find that wonderful spot for yourself. Right here, right now, on Mother Earth, acknowledging Mother Earth. And with every deep breath, you're bringing that energy up into our heart center. Grounding even further down into Mother Earth, we go. Bringing the energy up into our crown chakra. Exhaling again, just thanking Mother Earth for taking all those stress and strife away from us and bringing it in. And we're going to see that light just overflow, envelop us out and down and onto the ground, just up and out. And we're going to take that energy and we're going to ripple it out. We're going to ripple it out first to all our family and friends and people that we are so connected with. And those that are first responders, I'm calling them, in the hospitals, in the places, in the nursing homes, those caring for our elders, all those people, we just envelop them in this wonderful love and light of God right here, right now, blessing them in every way. So then we take this energy, we just see it continuing out into St. Petersburg, out into the country. We got New York. We've got any city that you want to put on our page right now. Just acknowledge it and say it to yourself and just hold them and envelop them. Italy, Europe, Venice. And then we also are going to envelop it around Mother Earth, the whole planet. And they say in Belgium that we've actually stopped the vibrational energy. We've calmed the vibrational energy that we have been putting on Mother Earth. So now we just take that energy and we blanket Mother Earth with it, giving her a big hug of love and energy. And then we come back to ourselves, thanking God for this day, thanking God for this moment, that we are blessed in every way. And we know where we're seated, we know where we are, and we have released all the wonderful things that have been said out into the universe right here, right now. We hold that so dear. So put your hand on your heart. Know that you are blessed right here, right now, as a child of God. Thank you. Namaste.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well, to those of you who are new to our First Unity family and to this First Unity experience, we welcome you now to join with us in a war cry.
Woo!
Now, our First Unity family knows what the war cry is. We want you to join with us in a war cry and get it out to the nation and to the world and raise that vibration and get that healing light surrounding each and every person, everyone, every animal, every space, every city, every country. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
It's a good time to get your dance on too now, all right? If you can turn up your system that you're listening and going outside and put your feet on the ground. Woo! And feel the spirit all over you. I feel your spirit all over me. I feel your spirit all over me. It's in my hands, in my soul, down in my feet. Yeah, I feel your spirit all over me. Come on, help me. I feel your spirit all over me. Yeah, I feel your spirit all over me. It's in my hands, in my soul.
my gosh, you know, I really never used the word hallelujah until Rebecca Mooney started being here. And so just turn to your friend, your neighbor, your wife, your husband, your children, and say that word right now. Hallelujah. Oh my gosh, what a empowering word. I'm very moved by the statement, one of my most prized possessions are the words I have never spoken, by Orson Regacard. I'm going to say that again. One of my most prized possessions are the words I have never spoken. There's a great call for each and every one of us in the words that we have not spoken. There's a great call that has our name on it. You know, I reflected upon the first chapter of Genesis and the creation when you talk about the power of the word. And God said, let there be light. And let there be darkness to go with the light. And let there be the heavens. And let there be all the energy of the earth and the waters. And let there be the creatures. And let there be the kingdom of all these animals. And I don't ever want you to forget that. I'm sorry, they were here first. They were here first. And then came humankind. And then came other things to preoccupy them and distract them and help them be. But you know what that says to me? In the words that I've never spoken? Is that not only were they here first, humankind did not need them to survive. There's a way. There's an age and an era that is being called within all of us today. And I invite you to look at the words you have never spoken. Because if there was ever a time for you to pull those words out of your heart and out of your closet, now would be the time. That's for sure. Yes? Today we are honoring Earth Day. And we are honoring Earth Day in such a way that we are in front of cameras and those kind of experience. But however, we had envisioned an Earth Day where we would be planning, where our children would be involved, and that day will come in the fall. We shall rise again and do those kind of things for sure. But when we look at Earth Day, I feel that for me, I've always been an advocate for the voiceless. For the voiceless. And probably like so many of you in some kind of young injuries that you may have faced, that you did not feel someone didn't see you or didn't speak for you, I've always been a voice for the things that can't speak for themselves, right? For the animals that are abused, for the children, for the amount of hunger that every child on our planet, many children go through today, right? All the time, waking up, never knowing from whence a meal is going to come. So being a voice for the voiceless. And so my call to you is, where is your voice needed at this particular time? Would just subtle words of wisdom transform and change the moment into something entirely different? Are you with me? Are you with me? You know, I was led to pick the title of this talk, Answer Your Phone. Answer your phone. And people were writing me, well, nobody's calling me. I wish my phone would ring. Or, you know, they started talking about their phone. I mean it from a greater level that Mother Earth is always calling us. You know how it is when somebody says, oh, don't forget to call me. Yeah, call me tomorrow. Call me tomorrow, yeah? And you ring them, and you ring them, and you ring them, and they're not picking up, they're not answering. You're thinking, I'm calling you, but could you please just answer your phone? I mean, really. And that's the way often it feels, that there's a call that is coming in. It's coming into me. It's coming into you. And it's requesting us to be willing to look from a different perspective, to be willing to look from a deeper place in our heart and in our awareness. It has our name on it, but we are the ones, we have to answer that particular call. We must respond to that particular moment. My favorite cute little kid story is about the phone rings, and on the other end, a voice answers and says, "Hello." And the voice on the other end says, "Well, could I speak to the mom of the house, please?" And the voice says, "She's busy." Well, what about, is there a dad in the house? He's busy too. Well, I hear people talking. They're talking to the fireman. Well, could you get the fireman to the phone then? They're talking to the policeman. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely ridiculous. Are you kidding me? What is going on? They're looking for me. I had to remember that often as a child. I had to remember that often in the challenges that I've faced in my lifetime, the dark moments of alcoholism, whatever it might have been. I had to remember at my very core that life was looking for me. That life wanted a greater me than I was aware of, not to go hide under cover, not to go and let myself be invisible, but to be and continue to be called, realizing my most prized possession were the words I have never spoken, you see. And so in that energy and in that space, I think of a story when I think about universal love, and I think about Earth Day, and I think about the interesting thing, if people did not believe that we are global, boy, did they get an awareness recently. Because what impacts China impacts us, what impacts Australia impacts us, and we are one world. And I've got news for all of you, there's no going back. And the more we own it, the more we live in it, and the more we live in it, the more we will understand the power of creation that is wanting to happen through us now, you see. I'm reminded, though, of a woman that she goes to get on a much crowded airplane, and as she's waiting, and she comes up upon her seat, and it's packed. And she looks at this guy sitting there, and she says to the flight attendant, "I don't want to sit there in that seat." And the flight attendant said, "What is the issue?" And she said, "I don't want to sit by a black man." And so the woman, the flight attendant says to the woman, "You know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to see what I can do. And I know we're very crowded, but I'm going to see if we can get another seat." So she comes back in a minute or two, and she says to the woman, she said, "You know, there aren't any available seats in coach." She said, "But the captain has told me that we do have one seat left in first class." And the woman said, "Oh, really good. I'm so glad to hear this." And the flight attendant looked at that black man and said, "Sir, I want you to come with me. I want you to come with me because I don't want you to have to sit beside someone that is so unpleasant. Please come and join us in first class." Those are the moments, the defining moments that I'm talking about today. They don't have to be huge. Not everybody needs your own YouTube channel, your own Twitter programs. Not everybody's called to that. But there is something deepening within all of us. And a defining moment can change people's lives forever, you see. And it's very important to remember that. I remember even in the years of being a Baptist, and though some of that I don't know that I wanted to take with me, but boy, I remember those songs in my head, and I remember that song, "Have thine own way, Lord, have thine own way. Thou art the potter, I am the clay. Mold me and make me after thy will. Silent and humble, Oh, yes. Have thine own way. Wow. That surrendering. That beautiful surrendering. Growing up and, well, don't let me kid you, I'm still growing up, okay? I always tell people when I stop growing up, it's time for me to come off. I certainly, when I think I'm all grown up, I certainly don't want to stand on the stage anymore. I'm always growing up, growing into, growing out with, growing and becoming into something that I'm still learning, you see. And that's important for all of us to remember, that's for sure. But I recall in my teenage years and being raised in the country, I remember feeling that people's energy was so low. It was just an awareness. It was just something I noted as a child, that even the culture, the energy, it was so low. And what I could feel was I could feel that energy of people feeling just disconnected with nature. Disconnected with nature. When you are disconnected with nature, you do not have that same life force as when you are. When you are disconnected, you feel drained. When you do not remember that life requires you to take your bare feet and put them on the earth and breathe in all that was created for you. And the ways that you can celebrate, as Reverend Kimberly and Barbara Bertuzzi have said so eloquently. I don't need to repeat that. But what we need is for all of us to practice that, you see. So it was that awareness. An awareness is that it is necessary for you to connect with the earth in order to totally connect with yourself. And as long as you say they and those and them over there, there is not a full-blown connection within your being and within your consciousness. You see, your life is a gift from God, and what you do with your life is your gift back to God. That's Og Mandino's statement. I can't claim that one, but I sure have been moved by it. And the other thing that we remind ourselves of is so many people listen to their teacher and their doctor and their preacher and their TV and their media, 24-hour news of what to think, what to believe, or the weather, and they're influenced by all these things. The change is calling you to listen to yourself. And yes, I could say that every week to me and to you. The change is requiring you to listen to yourself. It's so powerful, you see. And play a little exercise with me. I want you to spell for me out loud, wherever you are, the word POTS. Okay? Let's go. P-O-T-S. P-O-T-S. POTS. Say it 3 times. POTS. 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 P-O-T-S. P-O-T-S. Say it with me. POTS. 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 P-O-T-S. Yep. P-O-T-S. P-O-T-S. Say it. POTS. 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 What do you do when you come to a green light? I know even in this room, a lot of people said stop. You got that? So I want you to see the importance of being awake, of being attentive, you see. There was a earth science teacher that with his students, he wanted them to understand when they were looking at a map, he wanted them to understand longitude and latitude, degrees and minutes. He felt that was very important. And so he said to his students, suppose I ask you to meet me for lunch at 23 degrees, 4 minutes north latitude, and 45 degrees, 15 minutes east longitude. And in a moment, after a confused silence, a voice volunteered, well, I guess you'd be eating lunch alone. We have 7.7 billion people on this planet. We have 287 million newspapers that go out. We have 4 billion phones. We have 152 billion emails that are sent even this time today. Can you believe that? 465 million tweets. We know who's doing a lot of those. 465 million tweets. And do you realize every day we have 4 billion Google searches? Do you know what that says to me? It's going to take more than what we know. It's going to take more than what we know, because whatever we need to know is so available to us. It's all there. It's all around us. But we must transfer what we know in our head to what integrates within our heart. That longest distance, as we say, that 18 inches, is that awareness. Imagery is what wakes us up often. Unfortunately, think about Cecil the lion, right? The person that just traveled and killed an innocent lion for no reason. It was the imagery that got people going, well, we really ought to look at this, right? And you look at the imagery that we've been bombarded with for these last 5-6 weeks, right? Of terror and being terrified, plastic bags, freaking out, right? No toilet paper. What in the world are we going to do, right? By the way, you don't need toilet paper in the afterlife. I just wanted you to know that. I got a message from one of my angels that you don't have to worry about in the afterlife. There won't be any toilet paper. Wow, what a relief. You see what I'm saying? But all that energy, you see, all that essence, all that consciousness is that it says to me that people are more willing to be changed by what they see. By what they see. They will allow it to change them. So my question to you is, what is it that you see? Because the deeper truth of what we need right now, what we're calling forth now, as far as leaders, we're calling forth a group of people that make change based on what they don't see. Are you following me? We wouldn't have electricity. We wouldn't have homes. We wouldn't have so many things. But somebody that didn't see it saw it. And that's what we need, is those of you on behalf of our earth, don't go by what you see. Go by what you don't see. Because that's where we need your power to go. Because anybody can focus on what's already there. That's just average. And I don't know about you, to me, average would be absolutely boring. Right? Absolutely boring. I love this story. Meister Eckhart says, one day I was walking along a field and I saw a little ant. And I said to the ant, have you ever gone to Paris? And the ant said, no, I haven't, but I'd like to. And Eckhart said, and then the ant said to me, have you ever been to a famous ant farm? And Meister Eckhart said, no, I haven't, but I sure would like to. And he said, in that moment, who is to say? Who is to say in consciousness of life what matters the most and what is more important? Who gets to name and say that? Because we are all necessary in the greater creation of life. Are we not? Say that with me. We are all necessary in the greater creation of life. And I invite you to allow that to be your prayers. Pray for the voiceless. Pray for those people, those animals, those creatures, those living sentient beings that cannot speak for themselves. For themselves. Life is about being immersed in possibility thinking and creation. And if you aren't creating, there's a disconnect. Because that's one of the main reasons that you are here. You are here. So I'm going to close with a cute story. about a guy that goes to the doctor for his checkup, a new doctor, he'd never been to him before. And he's, in his middle 40s. And the doctor goes, "Oh my gosh, you're in such good shape and you're so healthy. I mean, I hardly ever see anybody your age that's doing so well." And he says, "Oh, you think that's something? You ought to meet my dad." He goes, "Your dad's still doing well?" He said, "Oh yeah, he's 80. He's 80 and he goes to the office every day and he works out, he plays golf, he is healthy as he can be." He said, "He's amazing." And the doctor said, "Wow, that's phenomenal. I would have loved to have known something about his dad. When did his dad die?" He said, "Well, who said he died?" He said, "Oh no," he said, "he's 102 years old." And he said, "As a matter of fact, we just went to his wedding last weekend." And the doctor said, "What in the world would a 102-year-old man want to get married for?" And his grandson said, "Well, who said he wanted to?" And fortunately, it's live stream, so you can play that back so you can catch that point. In celebration of life and being immersed in the energy, I'm so delighted to share that last Sunday afternoon, aside from being so fed by the one and only Marianne Williamson, I had the good privilege, my wife and I, of celebrating Don and Janine Sandin. At 91 years old, they elected to get married. They went to the courthouse. They picked out their clothes and their rings. And at 91 years old, they got married. That is what I'm talking about. I'm going to go back to that. One of our most prized possessions are the words we have not spoken. When they said to me, "We're 91 and we want to get married," into the ethers came an energy that says life is eternal. Love is forever giving of itself. Who said you can't be 91 and get married? Who said you can't aim to be 150 years old? Who makes this stuff up? Usually the people that have been unwilling to see anything else. See it differently, know it differently, and speak it differently, and therefore it will come in alignment with who you are. God bless you on this amazing journey that we call life. Bless you. Bless you. And now I'm delighted to share a video that our Earth Care team picked out. We give big love to Douglas and Teresa as our department leaders and thank them for their grace. Enjoy this video.
Yeah, right? You show them one of the books that inspired Earth Day? That book inspired Earth Day. You want to hold that? You hold that book and we'll talk about Earth Day. Okay. How about I get you a pen?
Earth Day.
Did you know it's the largest secular holiday in the world right now? Yeah, apparently Valentine's Day and Halloween and St. Patrick's Day aren't nearly as large. But do you know the history of those events better than you know the history of Earth Day? I know I did. So I did a little research. I'm going to take you back to 1969. And it was a time when people started to get really upset because everything was getting polluted, like the air, water. And you remember DDT? They were using it then, and those eagle eggs were getting screwed up. And the Silent Spring was written. And then in 1969, we had the worst oil spill on American soil in the history of oil spills at the time. So everybody was like, man, we gotta do something. Big business is messing up the environment, and we the people don't really want anything to do with it. And then there popped out this one guy, Senator Nelson, and he said, you know what? We gotta do something. I've been trying for a long time to get the politicians in Washington to listen, but they need to hear from the people. They need to know that the people want environmental protection. And so he said, let's take a lesson from the Vietnam War activists, and they're doing all these teach-ins, where they sit down and talk about the issues that are happening about the war. But let's do it about the environment. And let's do it on April 22nd, 1970. And that day started to be called Earth Day. And it was a huge success. See, he started to organize the event, and he didn't have to do that much, because at a grassroots level, people started to organize it all over the country. And it was a huge success, because 20 million Americans celebrated Earth Day that year, and the politicians listened. You see, no matter if you were Democrat or Republican, everybody agreed the environment is important. Because look, if you go out into your backyard, you don't want a big dump back there. And so later that year, it created the Environmental Protection Agency. And it also laid the groundwork for lots of other things like the Clean Air Act and the Clean Water Act and the Endangered Species Protection Act, which are all good things. And so Earth Day's changed just a little bit, but it's still a day to learn about environmental issues. It's my day, it's your day. It's our day to say, hey, we care about the environment so much that we want to learn more about the issues that are happening right now so that we can make wise choices. And that's what Earth Day is all about. And so we have an Earth Day challenge for you.
Can you go outside by yourself for 15 minutes and just observe? All right, it's simple, but it's a good one. That's it. Happy Earth Day.
So enjoy Earth Day, and maybe make every day your Earth Day.
We want to acknowledge and bless all of you. Wow. Thank you for thinking of us. Thank you for your genuine care and your stepping forward to remember that we are still operative, our staff, our volunteers, so many of us are still looking at how to do spiritual community currently. We honor and we love getting those letters from you as you give. We love reading in the envelopes. We also love reading when you have a prayer request. But that being said, there's 3 ways at First Unity that you can give. You can give by going to our website, firstunity.org/donations. You can text to give 727-800-3493. Once you get it set up, it's one of the easiest things you'll ever do, believe me. And the other thing is you can use the more antiquated but necessary method, and that's you can mail a check into First Unity Spiritual Campus at 460 46th Avenue North, St. Petersburg, Florida, 33703. Everybody has their preference, and we wanted to offer all of those to you. Bless you as you're holding your intention in your hand. You're knowing that the law of life is the law of giving. And the more we give, the more comes back to us 100-fold. Let us state our abundance prayer. I dwell in the midst of infinite abundance. I celebrate in my giving and receiving. I rejoice in the good that comes through all avenues. And I know God works in a myriad of ways to bless me. From this day forward, open my heart to give freely and fearlessly to this ministry and our collective journey. I am indeed grateful and blessed, and so it is. You know, on a side note, I just wanted to do a heart share. Not too long ago, from the pet ministry, somebody gave a tremendous donation. And from that donation, this past week, our community gave so that a blind greyhound dog named Rain could be taken care of during its hospitalization for pancreatitis. So it's important to feel good about what you are a part of, because it's more than words. It's literally responding to what matters. Wow, what a day. What grace. Let's be intentional. Everybody, wherever you are, stand up on your feet and take it on with us. Here we go.
Come on, let's get that war cry on.
All right.
Woo. Yes. Intentional, never failing, all things are working for my good. Yeah, God's intentional, never failing. Come on, y'all. All things are working for my good. Yeah, 'cause God's intentional, never failing. Never failing. All things are working for my good. Yeah, God's intentional, and God's never failing. All things are working for my good. All things are working for our good. All things are working for my good. All things are working for our good. All things are working for my good. All things are working for our good. All things are working for my good. 'Cause God's intentional. He's intentional. Intentional, and God never failing. God's intentional, and always God's intentional. He's intentional, and never failing. All things are working for my good, yeah, 'cause God's intentional, never failing. All things are working for my good. He's intentional, and never, ever, ever, never failing. All things are working for my good. All things are working for our good. All things are working for my good. All things are working for our good. All things are working for my good. All things are working for our good. All things are working for my good. Yes. Whoa. Cause it's working for me. It's working for me, yeah. I believe it's working for me. How about you, Lisa? Is it working? I don't have to worry cause it's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. What about you? What about you? I don't have to worry cause it's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for all of us. All of us. I don't have to worry cause it's working for me. It's working for me. It's working for me. I believe He's intentional. God's intentional. God's intentional. God's intentional. God's intentional. God's intentional. God's intentional. Never failing. Come on, put your war cry and shift that energy. Shift it. Shift it. Come on, keep going. One more time.
about? I love that song. That's what life's about, isn't it? Being intentional. Setting an intention, following through with that, and be intentional in your life. So think about this week when you are going about your week. How are you intending to get back to nature? How are you intending to embrace Mother Earth and honor Earth Day this week? Let's be intentional in grounding and centering and getting back to that connection with nature. So, Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes talked about Illy. I want you all to go to illi.org and check it out. You're going to see on your screen all the instructors that are on Illy. There are some amazing classes. There's a free gift. So if you go there, you can get a free gift. There's a link where you can buy one, get one, free classes through the end of April. So rush on in there and get those. And also for first-time viewers, so if you're joining us for the first time, go to firstunity.org/free gift and claim your free gift from our community to you. So grab onto our Facebook at firstunity.org. and get your free gift, and then come visit us on Facebook, like us, share us, and get in the groove with First Unity Spiritual Campus, because we have it going on, don't we, ladies? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So, there you are. Join us. We have our Wednesday meditations live streamed. We have some classes coming up that are live streamed. So, come and see us. And now we are going to do the peace song.
Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Now there is peace on earth, yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
Well, think about those words you're going to be speaking this week. Your most prized possessions. Transformative to your soul is to hear out of your mouth words that have been lying dormant since the day you were born. Let them out, let them go. And now we affirm our unity prayer. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. For God is amazing. And all the time. God bless you, everyone. Have a tremendous week.